Hello and a very good evening to all our viewers. You're on ThePapare.com. This is the Dialogue Rugby League. First time brought to you in this whole new season here from Nitawala as the defending champions of the Dialogue Rugby League. Kandy Sports Club takes on Police Sports Club in this match week 2. There you go. That's the clash on our hands. Kandy Sports Club taking on Police Sports Club. It's going to be the first time that the league comes down here to Nitawala. Seen a lot of good exciting action this week and last week. Of course, Havelock Sports Club and CHNFC marginally losing out on that one. CHNFC very unfortunate in the early opening exchanges of the week, and then now we have Kandy Sports Club, the defending champions. They have a lot to do. Nothing still settling for the Kandy lads. They are still struggling. They are still in their opening season. Not so convincing in the first week so far for Kandy Sports Club, but meanwhile Police Sports Club, with the influx of their foreign players, look very solid ahead. They were very unlucky to lose out on that important win against Police on match week 1, but they'll be looking all out to make a statement here. They've never won against Police Sports Club in the recent years. In the 1980s, Police Sports Club was the side that everyone looked forward to. Taking a look at the weather forecast for the day, it's thunderstorms. We can see very cloudy skies, overcast conditions prevailing. Of course, this is going to affect the game in the latter stage in the second half, because currently the underfoot conditions look very conducive for rugby, but expect this to deteriorate and expect rainfall coming in the second half of play. So that's the forecast for you for the day. Kandy Sports Club playing Police Sports Club in the second week. This is the Dialogue Rugby League. You're on ThePapare.com. We'll talk you through the game after this commercial break.
Crunchy Munchy.
Fiery Kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites only from Crescent.
Breeder Fast Pulsar NS160 with wider tyres and twin disc brakes from David Perry.
Welcome back to live action. You're with Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, ThePapare.com, and here we are at Nitawala once again for the first time in this whole new season. Kandy Sports Club will have a huge task ahead of themselves this time. Season is a new brand look, brand new season with the national body Sri Lanka Rugby also giving provision for the bottom 4 players, bottom 4 teams to have one foreign player each in each of their teams. Yesterday's game we saw CRNFC's Joseph Firmino coming out for the CRNFC colours. This was the results from this week. Havelock Sports Club winning that one, and then Navy Sports Club very unfortunate to not win that encounter. There were 7 penalties conceded by Navy Sports Club, and CRNFC's Tarinder Ratwat was there to capitalize. 7 penalties he kicked successfully for CRNFC, and that's how CRNFC secured their second victory for the league. To talk you through that, I have with me Kavin Rajapaksa. Kavin, it was an exciting game, but 7 yellow cards are quite unacceptable.
Yeah, it was, and it was a walk in the park. The Ratwat, he slotted in 7 penalties and a conversion. It was a walk in park, as you correctly said, in Shaf. So the final preparations done by Kandy, as it is muddy conditions underfoot.
We'll take a look at the points table after 2 games in this Dialogue Rugby League match week. To Havelock Sports Club on top after that convincing victory against CHNFC. Very unfortunate CHNFC this time. They missed out on CRNFC by 1 point. They missed out the Havelock victory by 1 point. So that's how Havelock Sports Club won that one. So they have 11 points. CRNFC, 2 matches, 2 wins. They'll be happy to take home 10 points. And Kandy Sports Club yet to open their second game. So they'll be looking to take home a much needed bonus point victory.
And the interesting fact is that Kandy scored the 4 tries in their first game against Air Force. CH scoring 3 bonus points. That's the only 3 points they have. So Police, the losing bonus point as well. So Air Force and Army are yet to kick off things in terms of points.
It will be an ideal opportunity for Air Force and Army when they lock horns today at Ratmalana. That's the Air Force Army encounter. You can catch up exclusive highlights and action on ThePapare.com as we bring you live and exclusive pictures from this encounter. So speaking about this Police Kandy encounter, Kavint, the closest that the Police team have ever come, that was in the 2016-2017 season when lineup for the first round. We are yet to confirm whether he'll be fit enough to play the second round as well. But he was the man who was anchoring this attack. There you go, Gayan Viratna breaking through, puts in the cheeky offload to this year's captain Richard Dharmapala, and expect Dharmapala to have some glamour in this game. There you go, this was the other offload he put inside, giving Jason Disanayaka ample space to go through.
As I remember correctly, Tilna Vijay Singh managed to score a hat-trick in that game as well. It was the half-time confirmation there in the first round game. It was a walk in the park in the second half as well. Dhanush Karanjan there barging his way through. That featured in a try of the week. An interesting combination between Dhanush Karanjan and Richard Dharmapala. Richard Dharmapala playing that number 12 jersey in space of Gayan Veeraratne. So it will be an interesting combination. The combination lacked some momentum down at Ratmalana. So it will be interesting to see how they match up today. That was the final score there in the first round game last season, 43 points to 11.
Interesting fact is that the Kandy Sports Club side have made quite a few changes from the earlier game, and also Police as well. We'll talk you through that when we have the team cards later on. But a lot of pressure mounting on this Kandy team. They've not made a correct statement. Here's the tally from the encounters of these two teams. Kandy Sports Club have got the upper hand in the last 4 years. So Police Sports Club coming here to prove a point. The last time they saw foreign players, in Police colours was way back in 2014 with the likes of Apisai, Nakaliva making it in the Police colours. But this time there is no Nakaliva, but we have Emosi Vunivosa. Kavint Vunivosa was exceptional in that game against Navy.
And he will be playing a new role here as well. He played at inside centre last week, but he will playing at the fly-off position, the vital fly-off position. We will see the team cards in a moment.
There you go, Kandy Sports Club.
Ashan Darling, Uchita Jayasuriya, Muhammad Ali forming that front row. Suhiru Anthony and Heshan Silva is back. Heshan Silva, Shehan Padirana and Tarun Chaduranga. Missing out is Jason Disanayaka to the bench. Buwana Kudangamu playing that number 8 jersey. Roshan Veeraratne, Nigel Ratwat, Dhanush Dayan returning from his 7th duties. Richard Dharumpala, Danushka Ranjan forming that combination of centre positions. Lavanga Perera at wing and Thilna Vijayasinghe at that fullback position, and Damit Disanayaka returning to the bench. Omanta Panchayawat, Ganuka Disanayaka returning to the bench. Shashika Javadana, Jason Disanayaka, Heshan Johnson the start. He has been benched, and the favoured Roshan Veeraratne has returned in his scrum half position.
What's interesting is Roshan Veeraratne is making his comeback in a starting number after one whole season. He missed out on the first last year's season entirely due to injury. And let's take a look at the police team card real quick. Lahiru Pavitra, Lasith Silva, Dhanush Kedrusure, ample of experience in that front row. Then Mohan Vimaratne, Udara Surya, the captain. Vakish Veerasinghe is the leading try scorer alongside Richard ThePapare. Uday Sanjura, Shanak Haris Chandra, also experienced. Tuan Shifaz, the ex-Zaira captain, will make it in at number 9. And then Imosi Vinivosa, the Fijian, will be starting at the new role. Kavintha, he played at inside centre, but he has had the experience playing at first 5-8. So that's going to be an interesting addition. And then Gihan Silva, Vihanga Pivituru, Eroshan Silva, Janit Chandimal, and Sachit Silva. We've seen Sachit Silva excel in that St. Joseph's colours when St. Joseph's played in that school's rugby league. Not too much glamour coming into him in this club season.
I'm surprised to see Utpal Edrisinghe, who had a brilliant game last week against Navy, dropping to the bench, and Sachit Silva coming in as the fullback. Janit Chandimal also making his way, and Pramudita Vikramarachi, the ex-Antonian, featuring in the bench. So an interesting battle coming up.
Taking a look at how this league has panned out, Kavintha. This year, we've seen quite a bit of new talent coming up. We saw Samuel Madhuwanta, the ex-Antonian player, making a positive statement in the first 2 weeks. He kicked those important 3-pointers for the CH team, but unfortunately missed out on that. So that was a turning point. That final passage of play from Havelock Sports Club, final move, Sashan Mohammed kick, puts in that chip kick, and the Havelock forwards were right there on it to score that and bring in the match winner. So that was how the first game for the weekend ended, and then the CR Navy game was a scrappy affair. 7 yellow cards, quite unacceptable.
And the interesting fact is that this year's league has gone to another level with the kicking. Tarinder Rathwat, Samuel Madhuwanta, Thilna Vijayasinghe nailing those kicks, adding the crucial conversions and the penalties to extend their leads. This by far has been the best season for the kickers. 4 kickers, and even Reza Mubarak with ample of experience. As you correctly said, Samuel Madhuwanta, Tarinder Rathwat, Thilna Vijayasinghe, Reza Mubarak, all these players have been playing quite a season. So we are waiting the teams to run out.
So also in the Dialogue Rugby League matches today, we have Army playing Air Force. Army also have the opportunity of having overseas talent. This last time around, we had Samaneka Ualelu, who unfortunately did not have the best games for Army Sports Club. But moving on, I think he'll be looking to make a proposition and make progress while he plays for this Army team. The Army team is a very fighting unit. They want to give up and nothing away from this police side as well. They've always been a team that could bring in those extra yards. We have an interesting omission. Suranga Kasun has not been named in the match day 23. I think he's an important cog in that police field, but unfortunately he will not make his appearance here in Kandy. We remember that Dialogue Club Rugby 7th fixture where he single-handedly took his team to the finals, but they were second best. As there you go, Udara Surya Peruma marches his way onto the field wearing the blue, the traditional blue colors. Along with him, it's going to be an interesting clash. There you go, Shifaz Ahmed, a lot of responsibility on that lad to deliver bearing his first professional club season. This is the first opportunity he's getting at starting as well, so it's going to be a huge responsibility, and police are out to take that challenge.
Both teams taking the field. Richard Dharmapala leading the Kandy side, followed up by Tilna Vijay Singh and Bhuwana Godangamua. Interesting clash. The final preparations. Police getting into that huddle. It will be police kicking off from the right of field to the left.
We'll take a look at the referees as well, the match officials for the day. Sarat Madhugal will be officiating, and in charge of this game we have Priyanta Gunaratna along with Alex Alexander running as AR. So 80 minutes of play, and it's going to be Police Sports Club to kick things off from right to left on your field.
White, okay.
Mosi Manivosa to kick off things from right to left.
Okay.
So here we go. The third game for the week. The ball is has the distance, and Roshan Veeratna does well to collect that one. Goes to the hands of Nigel Rathwata, takes no risks early on and clears the ball out of danger. So that's going to be how play is going to be played in this 80 minutes of play. Joining here in the commentary box is Sudarshana Piri. Sudarshana, interesting weekend, both local and international, and we come here to see a game where Kandy plays Police.
Thank you, Shafi. It's absolutely interesting internationally, and to mention the club season, of course, has beautifully, and we've seen some very, very close games. Kandy, of course, playing their first game of the season here at home.
Rasi Janga goes for the middle number, and the rolling maul is formed by the police team. We know how dangerous the maul is. We saw how dangerous the Northern Hemisphere teams were with the rolling maul, and here comes the police maul still moving. Kandy will need to counter this one. Rashid Jayanga, then the big number 2 in that police colours, making inroads through that Kandy defence. The ball comes out for Shifaz Ahmed. Ahmed wants his forwards to make a few meters. Picking and going is Danush Surya. Police once again, this time off the number 18. Referee has his hand up for an advantage. The police will be looking to milk this advantage and turn it into points. They're trying to go through that Kandy defense. Early minutes in this Kandy Sports Club Police SC clash in this Dialogue Rugby League. Now Lahiru Pavitra makes a few meters along with Rasit Silva. Ball comes out now to Vagisha Veerasinghe. Shifaz Ahmed marshalling his forwards to make a few meters. Now once again Lahiru Pavitra and the big man Rasit Silva, the last year's captain from Police Sports Club. And now ball comes out for Bunivosa. Bunivosa looks to go on his own, puts in that offload, and that's the first try for Police. Wonderful piece of work.
What an unfortunate end to a brilliant, brilliant move. Absolutely stunning stuff there by Police. Great build up to that move, but unfortunately Police outside centre, the number 13 not managing to touch that one down. Iroshan Silva, he'll be kicking himself. It's not every day that you get to score a try in the opening minutes here at Nittavela. The crowd was stunned for a while because Police are looking absolutely brilliant in this opening exchanges. Can they continue the pressure throughout the 80 minutes is going to be the question, but can they? Would have been a very much relieved that it was not a try. Brilliant defensive work by Kandy, but Police are looking very good. The bonus of Roshan Veeratna has let that one go. Kandy forwards.
Get back, get back, get back, get back.
Earning a penalty. And Buna Kodakabo brings the ball out to the 22-meter mark. Roshan Veeratna to Ratwatte. Gives a cut-out pass to Tilna Vijay Tilna brings the ball outside their own 22. That's a very good time tackle by the police defender. Kandy has been pushed back into their 22 to the red zone. Still opting to run with the ball. Udangamo with a strong carry.
Blue, get back.
Now to Ratwatte, who puts the ball to good. But right underneath is the police winger, who gets on immense pressure. And very, very unfortunate second error by Roshan Pereira. Somebody needs to speak to him, get him settled as well, because that's a schoolboy elementary error. Offside play after the ball is knocked forward by one of his teammates. Kandy will definitely be looking to capitalize from this point onwards. Will they go to points?
I think
we will have to see. Vijay Singh being given the responsibility to go for points. They want to make a statement. Kandy, what they're trying to do here is break the mental aspect of the police team, who dominated the opening exchanges, but Kandy want to make police pay for their mistake earlier on in this first half.
Imosi Univosa made a wonderful break in that opportunity that they got early on, but unfortunately that ball did not go in way. And Tilna Vijay Singh has the opportunity of adding the 3 points. Should be easy going for this young lad. He's been doing this in and out in the last 3 seasons. I think this club rugby season has been dominated by kickers. Sudarshana, we've seen Tarin Ratwata kick those important ones, and then Samuel Madhwanta on Friday, as well as Tilna Vijay Singh looking to put his name on the score sheet, and that sails through, and Tilna Vijay Singh gets the early lead for Kandy, and the effort from police goes down with that 3 points.
Terrific stuff by Tilna Vijay Singh, a long range kick on the 45-meter mark. And we've been treated to some brilliant kicking, like you mentioned, in Shaf, throughout this season so far. In the likes of Samuel Madhuanta, boy from Kandy, playing his craft at CHNFC, Tarinder Ratwatte, Riza Mubarak, and now Tilna Vijay Singh also getting in on the act. The notable absentee from good kicking was yesterday's Navy skipper, Tilna Veera Singh, who couldn't capitalize on 3 penalty opportunities that he got, which did make way for a victory for CR, coming through Tarinder Ratwatte, who scored 22 of the 25 points, 28 points rather, CR and FC scored. But police here shouldn't be disheartened, because they look very good. Coached by Shamli Nawaz, a very stout gentleman when it comes to coaching young outfits, but that's not what he wants to see. Then he was the culprit, entering the ruck from the side. Now police will try the opportunity to equalize.
I think there's plenty option when it comes to kicking Sudarshana. There's Imosi Bunivosa, who has played as first 5'8" in Australia as well. And then there's Sachit Silva, the sensation from St. Joseph. If you could remember, in the 2017 season, he was the top point scorer as well. So that's exactly what Udar Surapuruma goes to Sachit Silva to take these 3 points.
Silva's first touch in the game was not a good one, having to collect the ball, collect a high kill from this infamous hostile Kandy end of fans, who did put immense pressure on him. Now Silva with an opportunity to equalize here. Takes his own sweet time. It's struck well. Does it have the direction? Yes, it does. So 3 points all square again here in Kandy. Brilliant stuff by police to be able to get that mental barrier off their heads, because all square now.
Pressure mounting on the Kandy forwards. I think the Kandy forwards were not up to mark in that Air Force game, Sudarshana. So they'll be out here to prove a point. They have quite a bit of injuries in this Kandy lineup as well. They don't have their usual numbers. So let's see if Kandy could bounce back with this restart.
Good high-hanging restart, equally well collected, and Universa duly complying and putting the ball back into touch. Bringing play back almost to 47 to 48 meter mark.
Center. White. White.
Which is Sundar, who's been given the responsibility of delivering for Kandy in the lineouts. Will have to capitalize on the height. Yes, Shehan possesses, does exactly that. Long cutout pass, a big forward on Tiny. Backs for police, mismatch. Takes 3 to bring him down. Veeratna now. Wrap around to Ratwate, gives it out to Dhanush Dayan. Danger looming here from Kandy. Dhanush Dayan opts to go inside, go in himself. Veeratna to Ratwate, gives it to Dhanush Karanjan. Will score the first try. First touch of the game. How silky does that look? Shows that he's a class apart. Dhanush Karanjan goes in under the post untouched.
Dhanush Ranjan making people feel that scoring tries looks so easy. It was a wonderful movement initially from the Dhanush Dan. He saw that space on the far corner, capitalized on his move, and a good recycling. And Niger Ratwata sees the opportunity, gives it to Dhanush Ranjan to score that one. No mistake in that conversion. So Kandy get the opening exchanges.
So Kandy with a commendable lead now, 7-point lead through that Dhanush Karanjan's converted try. Vunivosa to kick off. It's a deep kick, forcing Ratwate to reply with a touch of his own. And that's an absolutely brilliant kick, almost from his own goal line, to bring back play to the opposition half. Now the onus is on Rasit Silva to make sure it works. Silva with the put in, but the referee wanted to have a touch with the assistant referee.
bench එක control කරගන්න right game එක අපි කරනවා right okay game එක යනවා මම හිතනවා captain කතා ගන්න right ඊළඟ action එක ගන්න captain ඔයා message දෙන්න bench එක okay advantage.
Bit of confusion there, but police managed to hold on. Now Rasit Silva taking the ball and going. Ball is still
no advantage.
Police, but looks like
no ball.
There has been a slight knock on. So referee will bring back play to play that knock on. So Police Sports Club will need to bounce back. Kandy Sports Club make a very strong opening statement with that try.
Doctor.
Absolutely, but around the set place, Kandy doesn't look very settled though, like you mentioned.
Okay.
It was not a very convincing performance up down in Ratmalana against Air Force, and it hasn't been, despite the lead of 7 points, it hasn't been convincing opening few minutes for Kandy. Not exactly what they would have expected to do here in front of their home crowd. Police, on the other hand, credit to them because they've worked hard. They haven't been able to put in the finishing touches or get the finishing touches they would have needed. But they're playing to a good structure, which is very good. And Vunivosa, who's been given the responsibility of being the first 5'8", has been very good in controlling his men, breaking from the scrum and earning good yards was Shanak Harishchandra for Police. Now the ball to Vunivosa, gives it out to Sachit Siva, who cuts back inside. Good tackle by Richard Dharmapala, but not held in the tackle. Vunivosa trying to kick it forward. Lost forward, says the referee.
I think that's
but
good.
Vunivosa slowly but surely getting into the game. Didn't look lost forward to me, if at all. The second Police player grounding that ball, losing the ball forward.
White ball.
But
White ball.
Soon, very soon, Kandy needs to make sure that they settle down and get into this game.
I think this league has still not been in favor of Kandy Sports Club. We've seen them play for more than 95 minutes so far.
Steady.
Kandy again with a very dominant scrum, already earning the penalty. Now Dharmapala gives it out to Tilna Vijay Singh. Has pace on the outside. Dhanush Dayan sprint to doesn't manage to evade the cover tackle. Ratwate giving the ball back inside to a brick forward. Now has options on both sides for Kandy. Dhanush Karanjan again goes the distance, collects his second and makes it look so very much easy scoring tries. And well done by Roshan Veeradna, showcasing his experience, opting to go on the shorter side despite having more numbers on his open side. But on the shorter side, Roshan Veeradna did see that he had a bunch of finishers, 4 finishers lined up against each other who did the job for him ultimately. So Kandy with 2 tries now, slowly but surely steering away from Police.
Kandy slowly settling in to this Dialogue Club Rugby League, as well as Tilna Vijay Singh have with him a 44-meter penalty, in fact a conversion.
Almost from the touch, and the direction is good. Great stuff by Tilna Vijay Singh, 3 out of 3. And increases the Kandy score line to 17 points. Police getting the stick end off from the Kandy supporters.
It's always not the pleasant scenario for the visiting team. He'll always get the banter from the spectators onto the right side of the stand, right side of the ground, as Vunivosa this time goes high with his restart.
High hanging short kick by Police fly off Vunivosa. the Fijian inclusion to their ranks. I think I'd be correct if I say that so far he'd been the most impressive foreign recruit coming into the mix from all the teams, that the bottom 4 teams who have gotten the luxury of having a foreigner in their sides.
I believe second should be coming to the Air Force player Kauso. And interesting that Army are opting to play Rudra Boila, the inside center today in their game. So that's an opportunity for him as well.
Again a break from Harishchandra, and this time he's stopped in his tracks by his counterpart. Now Rasit Silva to carry the ball forward. Manages to tuck it in safely. Big prop forward, Lahiru Pavitra has nowhere to go. Taking the ball standing, Silva again. Police losing out on the gain line. Now Univosa quickly changing direction. Hands it off to Roshan Veeratne, who waits for the support. Veeratne back in with the ball. Knew that he didn't have the pace to outrun the police wing 3/4, but waited. Beautiful experience showcased by Roshan Veeratne. Now Nigel putting in a cross kick, hoping for his winger to collect that, but unfortunately the winger was out of position. But you can clearly see Kandy slowly but very surely getting into their own. Now not afraid to take chances as well. It was a penalty, remember, so the Kandy will get possession back. So Nigel, I beg your pardon, seems like they had taken the tap before kicking. Let's see which way it goes. Yes, it's gone to police.
Looks like Nigel Rathwat tapped the ball before he kicked it out to Lavangapera. Lavangapera a bit short on that one, but taking play back, Sudarshan, like you mentioned, Roshan Veeratne, that's where experience comes in. I think Heshan Jansen was the starter, but Sean Vijay Singh has rightfully opted to go to Roshan Veeratne in this game because he knew what to do. He settled it down, he slowed things down, looked for options, and then played the ball.
I think on that aspect, in Shafa, like you mentioned, Heshan Jansen, yes, he started the Air Force game. I think Sean Vijay Singh wanted to see what his options were, where the options lie for Kandy Sports Club. He tried him out at Ratmalana, but at the end of the first half, he did see that he needed some experience in the likes of Roshan Veeratne, and we saw the effect Veeratne had on that game, coming in and making sure Kandy settled their nerves. Lost forward by Kandy, although they did manage to momentarily turn that possession. So chance for police to settle down and get off from their red zone. This police team has been largely unlucky in the first game of the season. They were robbed of a victory by the Sailors at their home base.
Unfortunate on that occasion. Vunivosa once again playing at inside center at that first game of his first debut at the Dialogue Rugby League. Created those opportunities for Vagisha Veerasinghe and his back line. Just that last few minutes, it came down to that last few minutes, and Tilna Veerasinghe at that time was the match winner for Navy Sports Club.
Couldn't replicate his performance yesterday though, Tilna Veerasinghe, the Navy skipper, and was taken out in just before the halftime as well. So that's a big statement that Coach Motilal Jayatilaka made, irrespective of the fact that you're skipper or not. For not having a good game, he did show the fact that he's not shy to take him out, but police managing to milk a penalty. And Sachit Silva duly complies.
This is going to be a tough line out, Sudarshan, playing in front of that home audience, that Kandy crowd. You know how loud and noisy this Kandy crowd is. We've seen them. I think they don't spare any. They don't spare any mercy to this Kandy to their opponents at any time.
Absolutely. What's interesting is, Inshallah, some of these players who play their rugby in opposition teams are also from Kandy. Most times it can be your neighbor taunting you just because of the fact that you're not playing in Kandy colours. But police that time, Rasid Silva managing to hit his man on the third pot on number 6. And look at how well that maul is structured. Kandy, however, managing to bring them down now to Univosa, who puts the ball to boot in an empty space. 3 chases for police, but Tilna Vijay Singh managing to do very well. Univosa back to collecting it, puts the ball in front. Police not managing to collect it.
Time off.
But seems like Univosa was charged late there. Assistant referee Vaipa Gunaratna spotting something and wanting to come in. I beg your pardon, Priyantha Gunaratna spotting something and wanting to share it with the man in charge. Having a word with the Kandy winger Lavanga Pereira, and that will be a penalty for police inside the 22-meter mark. Let's see what police will opt to do. Will they go for 3? In my opinion, they should try and go to touch.
I think that's exactly what they are doing. That's their intention. They know that scoring 3 points is not going to change the result against a high-riding team like Kandy.
And also, Insaf, they've been dominant when it comes to the set scrum. When he was kicking the ball inside to the Kandy clubhouse.
Center.
Now the onus is on Rasid Silva. He needs to make sure that he hit the man. Shamli Nawaz, who is a very, very influential coach, especially when it comes to the set pieces. Oh, that's a beautiful sack. Oh, however, the referee opting that the man was taken before he was brought down, I believe, wants to have a chat with Richard Dharmapala. Did, however, though, look like it was a timely sack from here, but the referee deciding otherwise yet again.
On the right. Get back on the right, not 10.
Now police will look to kick the ball out inside to the 5 meters, earning a 5-meter line out. This passage of play is going to be absolutely crucial to the rest of the game, because police will set the tone here. If they can score a try, get it converted, they will be just 3 points short. Bailing from the front is
Get back.
Vimala Ratna. Now police grinding their way ever so close to that try line. Looking for the ball is Rasid Silva. He's been met with fierce defense from Kandy. Now Udaragayan looking for a tail to tag up with him. Stopped in his track by Chaturanga. Now Rasid Silva still up and reaches out. Well. Did he manage to score that try? We'll have a chat with referee Gunaratna. The man in charge was onside, and the try is scored by Wagi Shavir Singh. The tiny third rower crossing over from CR and FC was a star performer at Isipatana College, playing number 8, playing open side flank here at Police Sports Club, managing to silence the Kandy crowd momentarily. Wagish spotted that gap and reached out. Brilliantly done there, and well done to referee Gunaratna for spotting that, because the referee Madhugal was not in position to judge whether the try was kept cleanly. Now Sachit Silva to add 2 more points. So like we spoke in Shaf, set pieces, police look very well drilled. Yes, the Kandy forwards may have a lot more experience than the cops, but police looking absolutely in motion. That's a very good strike by Sachit Silva, and it's through. 2 more points added as the cops are jubilant and their supporters. 14. Ten points to 17. I beg your pardon. 10 points. 10 points to 17. Kandy still in the lead with a 7-pointer. Have a little hop in their step after managing to score that try. They will be kicking themselves for not scoring that try in the opening exchanges. Amit goes to Vunivosha, who kicks the ball into touch. But what police forgot was they brought the ball back into the 22, kicking it out.
At the end of the day, these small mistakes will come to matter when it comes to the final outcome, the results. But talking about the forwards, Sudarshana, there's a huge challenge ahead of Kandy Sports Club for the forwards, because this is just the beginning. And by the looks of it, Havelock Sports Club and CHNFC both have tight and very well set forwards, and also not forgetting CRNFC as well. And so this is going to be a challenge that the Kandy forwards will have to take it correctly and win it at the end.
Absolutely, Insaf, you're spot on. And looking at Navy Sports Club also, you can't discount them as well. And the Soldiers Army did give a good fight. Here's Dharmapala stepping one, evading one, and bringing the ball back inside. Now Roshan again opting to go to the short side. Kandy playing with advantage, a penalty advantage coming through. Now Kandy looking for their third try. Yakub Ali. Veeratna to Dharmapala, gives back inside to Nigel Ratwate. Police managing to rip the ball out. But referee Madhugalla will come back for the penalty. Come back for penalty advantage. Ratwate will be very disappointed. Beautiful inside pass by Richard Dharmapala, but Ratwate was caught awkwardly.
And looks like Kandy Sports Club are opting for a scrum. That's the right thing in terms of Kandy to do, so that's giving space to their high-flying three-quarters.
And also what they want to do is they want to break the mentality of the police forwards, tire them out as well. Well, seems like a replacement, and it's not good, looking good for Kandy, as Nigel Ratwate is down.
This is not a good sign for Kandy Sports Club as well. But
he's finding it difficult to get back onto his feet. Finally does, but Coach Vijay Singh has already replaced him. Nigel limping out of the field. So Arshad Jamaldeen replacing Nigel Ratwate in the jersey number 20 as Kandy's first 5/8. This can be something police can try and exploit, because Arshad hasn't had that much of playing time in the past year or so.
Jamalin's playing his first club rugby game after one whole season. He did not have the chance of making it in the Kandy lineup. They had ample choice. Fazil Marja last year. Then there was Tilna Vijay Singh on the bench, and Jamaldin found it hard to make it to the Kandy team, but this time there's a clear opportunity ahead of him, and hopefully he makes best use of it.
Absolutely, and also in the ranks, in Kandy ranks, waiting is the likes of Imad Rial, who can also play everywhere, including number 10, center, and also at fullback. Kandy with Jamaldin with first touch, gives it to Dayan. Dayan now to Vijay Singh. Vijay Singh is bundled into touch. So police doing it right, getting the act together when it comes to defense. Kandy will want to settle their nerves, new fly off, so they will want to make sure that he is up to speed. Kandy Lion should try and go through their basics for the next few phases of petition.
Sudarshan, what are your thoughts on Richard Dharmapal replacing Gayan Veeratna in the inside center position? It's a big challenge for the captain.
I think it's a very strategic move by Coach Vijay Singh, because to replace somebody in the likes of Gayan Veeratna is not easy. He's been an astute player for Kandy, so moving Richard Dharmapala, who has a lot of experience, into that position, and Dharmapala has a very good chemistry with Ranjan as well. Now police struggling to clear their ranks here. Shamil Amit opting to go for a box kick on his own. Brilliantly collected by Roshan Veeraratne, but referee Madugalla seems to have spotted something that he doesn't want to see. Having a word with Dharmapala, who seems to be a very, very good diplomat. He didn't let Madugalla speak, but instead went and apologized straight away. And referee management, when you're a skipper, is absolutely important, and Dharmapala is seeming to be getting his act right here.
So
but yeah, coming back to what you asked, Insaf, Richard Dharmapala, I think, did play as the outside center alongside Veeraratna. Again, not finding touch police. They could pay with points here, but Dhanush Dayan dropping the ball. Now police with a chance to counter. Goes to the open side. Vunivosa wanting to dink in, but no advantage, says the referee, so police will get back possession. That's the chance police has. They need to make sure every counter is effective, because they have a man in Vunivosa who can change the complexion of the game and also create an opportunity for them. And they have the likes of Sachit Silva on the outside who knows their way to the try line, Insaf. And if they can hit back again before the half time, Kandy will have something to think about going into lemons.
And that's exciting to see Vunivosa, how he rotates play, how he gives opportunity to his wings. He knows the police team's strengths. I was talking to him ahead of the league as well. He says that the police team has a bit of fast runners, unlike in Fiji, as Vakisha Veerasinghe breaks from the base of that scrum. So police moving forward.
Harish Chandra, who carries the ball from the back of the scrum. I think he's been given the reins as the number 8 this game. Big hit on Dhanushka Idarusurya, but he manages to hold on to possession. Rasit Silva, he's isolated, but Udara Gayan finally managing to get to him as the supporting runner. Amit opting to go on his own, but has been ripped away. Referee Madugalla says not releasing the ball. Kandy crowd doesn't agree. Now police has a very important on Rasid.
Tough decision this time. 3 points.
Vunivosa has been given the ranks. for him to go kick into touch.
I think Sudarshan, the earlier attempt in scoring worked, so police are looking to replicate that same result again as Bunivosa looks for the clearance, but not the best of clearance from MOC Bunivosa. We've seen him kick better lines early on in this game.
What happened was Inshaf, the ball was onto the other side of the boot. He wanted to hit it from the inside of his boot, but making contact from the outside of his boot. Now Silva with the put-in goes to Udara Surya Peruma in the second pod. Kandy managing to successfully sack him this time. Now to Harish Chandra. Big hit on him by two Kandy defenders. Police decides to keep it with the forwards one more time. That is offside play. Referee playing advantage to police. A box kick on the short side. Police still having a chance. Referee will now bring back play for the early infringement. That was clearly offside. Kalhar was the culprit for Kandy.
I think this time MOC Bunivosa will be wanting to go for touch once again, and hopefully he doesn't make that mistake he made early on.
Seems like they've wanted to change men who's taking touch. Sachit Silva, who's been a reliable kicker, doesn't do that great. Nevertheless, finds touch approximately 10 meters away from the mark. Now, police in the line out have gone to their first spot. So, Surya Peruma 2 times and has been sacked in both occasions. So now they need to decide. Yes, they still go to Surya Peruma. Yet again, brought down, and this time illegally. Referee playing advantage. Kandy needs to be very careful now because they've done it a couple of times. Once or twice they've gotten it right, but they've gotten it wrong in the 3 occasions police did it earlier. Cops now opting to keep the ball close to the pod with the forwards. Kandy not releasing the man who's on the ground. Going to the short side.
Get back.
Earning inch by inch. Now to Bunivosa, gives the ball inside to Sachit Silva, who is smashed in the tackle. Bone Kodangamu was on top of the man. Has he managed to turn possession? No, it still comes the way of the policeman. Sachit Silva taking the ball forward. Good bit of play by police. They look very well drilled around the fringes, keeping it close to each other. Now slowly looking to get into the 5-meter mark. That's a good gain of a couple of meters. Silva now breaches the 5-meter mark. Police slowly but surely inching forward. By every hit that they put in, their confidence is increasing. Now merely 3 meters to go, 2 meters to go now. Great patience shown by police. Kandy needs to make sure that they don't concede a penalty here. Just a couple of meters to go. How well will this Kandy defense hold up? But police are showing great class. They have options on both sides. Sachit Silva on one side as the forwards are battering the Kandy defensive line, slowing it down. Good display of good old forwards rugby. Inching ever so close, centimeters short of the line are the Cops. Now they have options on either side, and it seems like that was scored. Referee Madugalla, Rashid Gayan, they scored it. Seems like they planted it under the post. Referee Madugalla, however, initially said that it was a lost forward towards Kandy Sports Club, and now says it's changes his decision again and says lost forward Kandy. So
Very interesting call from the referee, Sudarshan. I wish we had a replay on that. But to what I saw, the ball was grounded on the padding. And if the ball is grounded on the padding, it's a try given.
It did look like Rashid Silva grounded the ball on the padding. Referee Madugala didn't want to consult his assistant referee who's on the left side as well. Maybe referee Madugala was the closest man to the action. He spotted something we didn't.
But meanwhile, Kandy's forwards worries continue. So they'll need to defend this one, right? They have position, but once again...
Well. Referee Madugala calling that it's half-time, but that infringement of the scrum happened before full time of the first half was completed. So there should have been a scrum rightly and not called half-time. Interesting call by referee. Couple of interesting calls by referee Madugala. But going into the first half, Insaf, I believe police will go up on a mental high because they were dominating play inside the try line, inside the close quarters. So they will want to come out with that positive mindset come the second half and try and dominate the opening exchanges.
So that's how the first half comes to a close. Kandy Sports Club leading 17 points to 10 against Police Sports Club. Police are on the up and with the momentum they'll be looking to fight back. Exciting passage of play to come. You're on ThePapare.com. This is the Dialogue Rugby League. We'll take a short commercial break, and when we come back we'll have exciting second half action from this encounter from Nithavala.
Crescent Mini Keeves. Try it. Love it. The original Mini Keeves, only from Crescent. Crunchy Munchy.
Fiery Kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites, only from Crescent.
අපේ ගෙදර හැමෝටම ඉන්ටර්නෙට් ඕනේ. මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි රවුටරේ නිසා ගෙදරදී කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. අපි වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටර්නෙට් ගියත් පැකේජ් එක එකයි. ඒත් ගෙදරින් එළියට ගියාම හැමෝටම පැකේජ් එක අරන් යන්න පුළුවන්ද? Hey Barry, මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි ප්ලස් පැකේජ් එක තියෙන්නේ. ලංකාවේ කොහේ ගියත් රවුටරේ ගෙදර තියෙද්දි ගෙදර හැමෝටම එකම පැකේජ් එකෙන් වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටර්නෙට් යන්න පුළුවන් එකම ක්‍රමය. මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි ප්ලස් විතරයි. ඒ විතරක් නෙමෙයි. එක බිලයි, කනෙක්ෂන්ස් ගොඩයි.
Raider Fast Pulsar NS160 with wider tyres and twin disc brakes from David Pierce Motor Company Private Limited.
අපේ ගෙදර හැමෝටම ඉන්ටනෙට් ඕනේ. මොබිටෙල් Wi-Fi රවුටරේ නිසා ගෙදරේදී කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. අපි වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටනෙට් ගියත් පැකේජ් එක එකයි. ඒත් ගෙදරින් එළියට ගියාම හැමෝටම පැකේජ් එක අරන් යන්න පුළුවන්ද? Hey Barry! මොබිටෙල් Wi-Fi Plus පැකේජ් එක තියෙන්නේ. ලංකාවේ කොහේ ගියත් රවුටරේ ගෙදර තියෙද්දි ගෙදර හැමෝටම එකම පැකේජ් එකෙන් වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටනෙට් යන්න පුළුවන් එකම ක්‍රමය. මොබිටෙල් Wi-Fi Plus විතරයි. ඒ විතරක් නෙමෙයි. එක බිලයි, කනෙක්ෂන්ස් ගොඩයි. අපේ ගෙදර හැමෝටම ඉන්ටනෙට් ඕනේ. මොබිටෙල් Wi-Fi රවුටරේ නිසා ගෙදරේදී කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. අපි වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටනෙට් ගියත් පැකේජ් එක එකයි. ඒත් ගෙදරින් එළියට ගියාම හැමෝටම පැකේජ් එක අරන් යන්න පුළුවන්ද? Hey Barry! මොබිටෙල් Wi-Fi Plus පැකේජ් එක තියෙන්නේ. ලංකාවේ කොහේ ගියත් රවුටරේ ගෙදර තියෙද්දි ගෙදර හැමෝටම එකම පැකේජ් එකෙන් වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටනෙට් යන්න පුළුවන් එකම ක්‍රමය. මොබිටෙල් Wi-Fi Plus විතරයි. ඒ විතරක් නෙමෙයි. එක බිලයි, කනෙක්ෂන්ස් ගොඩයි.
நேரடி ஒளிபரப்பு யாழ்ப்பாணத்தில்
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සිද්ධාස
ඇඩ්මොරටුව පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය.
கிழக்கு மாகாணம்
සුගතදාස
Welcome back to live action. You're with Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, ThePapare.com, as Kandy Sports Club are currently leading 17 points to 10 in this encounter, but the intense shown from the policemen in the last few minutes should set the tone for the second half. It's going to be an exciting second half, but Kandy, on the other hand, will need to regroup themselves. That should be the discussion at the dressing room. Coach Son Vijay Singh alongside Fazim Marja would have had the talk on settling things down and trying to play to their strengths rather than to their opponents.
Absolutely, they need to get the act right, Kandy, because they haven't looked very convincing in the opening exchanges. On the other side, police will have to refocus, regroup. They've done quite a bit of very good work in the opening half. They are unlucky that they're at 10 points because in the opening few minutes, Erosion Pereira for police unfortunately missed out on a golden opportunity. Erosion Silva rather. Erosion Silva not managing to score the try under the post, knocking that ball over. Arshad Jamaldeen to kick-start the proceedings, and Kandy Sports Club are known to be very clinical, finishing the tries on this end of the park. They love scoring in front of their clubhouse. Vunivosa to clear the ranks, puts the ball into an empty area, collected by Tilna Vijay Singh, who puts in a little dink forward. Very well done by Gihan Silva that time. Putting the ball back into the middle of the park. Udangamu is there to collect it. Manages to beat Silva. Veeraratna gives it, takes the ball inside. Jamaldeen playing half back.
White 19.
And Uchita Jayasundara penalized for going in, joining the ruck from the side. So police, well, Udara Surya Peruma now opting to go for 3 points. A very long range kick. Interestingly, they have changed their strategy, opting to go for points. I think that's the correct call here.
That's the right call, Sudarshan. I think when you bring your points, the deficit closer, the pressure mounts on the opponent. So there will be opportunities coming, and another score will mean that they take the lead. So good intention from Surya Peruma early in this second half. Let's see if Satit Silva could convert this into vital 3 points.
Silva will be met with a lot of resistance here from the Kandy fans, no doubt. Approximately a 48-meter kick with the angle. Definitely has the power to go the distance. It will be the direction that he will have to focus on. Silva with a good strike. Has the direction, not the distance, as it hits the padding on the right side. Lavanga Pereira opting to run. Brings the ball back into the halfway mark. Brilliant hands by the Ranjan and Dharmapala, but Anush Dayan offloading it to Vunivosa. Now police with the counter. Man on the ground for Kandy. But police with a chance now to hit Kandy hard. Rustit Silva taking the ball to the ground. Oh, that's a terrible pass by Amit. No advantage, says the referee. So Kandy coming away with it. Amit Sifas Amit.
White ball.
Not managing to get that ball out. Very unfortunate for police. Just like in the first half, they had a golden opportunity to dominate proceedings in this opening few minutes.
Looks like referee is not happy with the situation to Yakub Ali. In fact, that's Udita Jayasuriya who was on the ground early on and wants medical advice to see what needs to be done. But looks like he should be able to hold on to, and play the next few minutes.
A quick HIA, and he's okay to go. Was asked to stand on 1 feet, alternating.
Interesting tactic from police, Sudarshana. If you could take a look, Vunivosa, although playing first 5'8", in defense he's always at first center, and that's something they've used to counter their centers. I think they have Richard Dharmapala and Danushka Ranjan aligning in front of him. So good technique from coach Samri Nawaz, and I think that's been put into good use as well.
Absolutely, they want experience in the midfield because it's a crucial place when it comes to defense. Kandy, on the other hand, will look to put in a dominant performance through their forwards in this set piece. They've dominated police a couple of times in the opening half.
Steady. 9 back, 7 back, 7 Atul.
Ball available at the back for Kandy. Jamaluddin, cut out pass to Ranjan. Now to Pereira, who cuts back inside, beats 2 men. Beautiful offload by Pereira, but Vijay Singh couldn't time the run. But that was a brilliant offload by Pereira. If it did come, if Vijay Singh managed to collect that one, that would have been a beautiful try. But was not to be. The police will be very much relieved that it didn't happen that way. But these are the tiny things that they will look to adjust and capitalize on, Kandy, because come bigger games against opponents like CRCH and also Navy, these kind of incidents can cost them the game. 2 changes coming in for Kandy Sports Club. Danush Dayan being taken out with Vishwamitra coming in, and Jason Disanaika comes in place of Hishan Kalhar.
I think this should change Kandy's line out as well, because we know how Jason is dangerous in that line out as well in his jumping position.
Trying to come through the middle was Uchita. Police, however, was well, Shahan Patirina given a yellow card. Police with a penalty. Kandy will have to play the next 10 minutes with 14 men. Sajid Silva will no doubt want to kick this ball and earn touch in the Kandy's half. So without Shahan Patirina, I think that change which happened before that line out is going to be very crucial, because without Shahan Patirina, Jason Disanaika will have to come into the game a little more often, just as you mentioned himself.
So Sean Vijay Singh making that tactical replacement just in time, as Kandy Sports Club will have to spend the next 10 minutes with 14 players. So opportunity should open up for Police, and there can't be a better opportunity as Udara Surya Perima collects this ball, and the maul is formed this time. Shifaz Amit marshalling his players and gaining good meters is the Police rolling maul, and now Amit looks at the options and looks like that's another penalty. So Police
collapse in the ball, says the referee. Referee Madhugala wants to have a word with DAR and wants to make sure that it's he keeps an eye out on repeated infringements.
This is not good discipline from Kandy Sudarshana. They need to get this one right, as Sajid Silva will look to get a few meters. Yes, he does that. Brings play just near the 22 meters. So this is going to be dangerous for Kandy. They'll need to have their arms up at defense if they need to push this Police forwards. They saw how good the Police forwards were pushing that rolling maul, so they'll be expecting to do the same.
Now here the onus is back on Kandy. They know that they're keeping an eye out. Another change coming in for Kandy. Ganidu. Ganukarada coming in as a replacement in place of Ashan Darling, a front row replacement here. So couple of early replacements by Sean Vijay Singh. Oh, that time Udara Gayan didn't manage to collect it entirely cleanly. Now Rasid Silva taking the ball forward, but good defensive effort by the Kandy defense. Police keen to slow things down here because they know they need to make sure that they settle it out. Udara Surya Peruma to take the ball forward. Arshad Jamaldin trying to rip it out. Vijay Singh collects it on the bounce, not held in the tackle, and throws the ball hastily. He could have taken the ball out himself. That would have been a better option. So Police now with a chance to counter. It has been all cops in this opening exchanges of the second half. Harish Chandra, can they continue this pressure? Harish Chandra is held up and referee is playing advantage. Seems like it was a high charge. Sifas puts in a kick and milks the penalty. Not releasing the man is the call by the referee, because Harish Chandra had his knee on the ground and Kandy's defense should have let him go, given him a chance to make the ball available.
So 3 repeated infringements coming in from Kandy in this second half. This is not good. I think Richard Dharmapala will need to have a small chat with his forwards as well. They're just gifting away possession, and that's not affecting Kandy at all, benefiting Kandy at all.
spot on insaf, and also they are reduced to 14 men, remember. Police playing with a numerical advantage, and Sachit Silva with a kick right on the 22-meter mark with a slight angle to his left. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, but pressure. It's a matter of how he manages the pressure of getting 3 points for his team. Silva with a strike, looks good, right through the middle. So that will be 3 more points for Police. And they become the first team to get points in this second half. Quick reminder to all of you joining us on www.ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub. Dialogue Rugby season 2018-19 is in full swing. And this year, after many, many years, it's going to be a very, very closely contested tournament. We have 3 teams rather, who are unbeaten. CR Havis and Kandy Sports Club. Kandy will want to make sure that they hold on to that tag. Vunivosa's kick collected by Roshan Veeraratne. Gives it out to Pereira. Pereira trying to step and run outside. Now Dangamu barging through the middle. He's holding on the ball. Brilliant, brilliant stuff by number 24 Police. Pivituru Vihanga Pivituru right on top of that ball. Great body position. He had all the right to do so because he wasn't the tackler. He came in as a man who, after the tackle, and right up on top of that ball. Brilliant stuff. We saw early morning today how the Irish flank of Mahoney destroyed the fringes against All Blacks, which earned Ireland their first home victory against the All Blacks, only their second win in about 100 years. But great stuff by Vihanga that time, supporting his body weight right on top of the tackled player and affecting that ball. Udangamu guilty of not releasing it early. Rasit Silva is content to taking it slowly, taking his own sweet time, which is ideal for Police. Seems like Udara Surya Perumal is the only man that they're going to go to. Kandy doing well to stop that maul in the line out. Now Shifas going to Vunivosa. Vunivosa has to go in on himself because the Kandy line was quick to get up on their face. Now Police going to their big prop forward, Danush Kedir Surya. Surya Perumal. Police now on the short side to Harish Chandra. Harish Chandra managing to earn important yards. Jamaldeen trying to win that ball back but was late. Mohan Vimalaratne tucking the ball in for Police. Police have built very important paces. Yet again to Ediru Surya. Kandy have been starved of possession. Now Udara Surya Perumal taking the ball forward. Penalized for not supporting, killing the ball that time. Surya Perumal guilty of killing the ball. Wanted to have a word with the referee. They need to be careful, Police, because if they are going to question every single move of the referee, it's not going to go down very well for them. Jamaldeen now with an opportunity to put Kandy inside the Police territory and duly obliges.
I think this is the first time that Kandy makes themselves into their attacking half, into that nearing their 22 meters. So it will be a good opportunity for Kandy to get this one through. They have Jason Dissanayake to fill in the void of Shihan Pathurana. So which is Surya should find it easy to go to. There are 3 jumping options available for Jayasuriya: Tharindu Chaturanga, Suhiru Anthony and Jason Dissanayake.
Opts to go to the last spot of Soiru Anthony. Brilliant collection. Now Pereira gives it out to Vijay Singh. A big no argue coming in from Vijay Singh. Jamaldeen to Dangamur. Couldn't collect it cleanly but manages to hold on to possession. Veeratna goes to the shorter side. Jamaldeen to Ranjan.
Get back.
Back to Jamaldeen, who tries to go in himself. Tackled by Vunivosa from police. Veeratna wants the players to settle up. Crashing in the middle is Suchit Jayasundara.
Number 8 side.
Going in from the side, says the referee.
Foot side. Number 8.
So plenty of penalties in this game. A little similar to the affair we had last week at Havelocks. Army versus Havelock Sports Club.
But this time, with this cynical display from Kandy, it raises questions on the season to come. Kandy will have a lot to do. Coach Son Vijay Singh and assistant coach Fazil Marja will have a lot to worry. But taking inside Sudarshana, when Kandy have themselves the ball and their line speed, I think they look very dangerous. Just that they've not been able to convert that into points and opportunities. Just they're missing the trick in the last few moments of the game, and that's something, if they could correct that, I think Kandy could get away with this one easily.
Shahan Patrana has been introduced back into the game, so Kandy restored to their original number. They've done well, Kandy, only conceding 3 points in the absence of Shahan Patrana, who was out for a yellow card. Police, however, have been dominating. What they need to make sure is they have points to show for the dominance that they have in this second half, because the moment Kandy starts hitting them back, they will find it difficult to contain Kandy. There is no question of containing Kandy because we all know of the quality that they possess in the back line. Shifan Amit that time is knackered in close to that line out, but Police managing to hold on to possession. Police forwards hitting around the fringes but have lost ground. Now to Vunivosa, gives it out to Silva. Now to Silva. Running around it, Sachit Silva. Brilliant inside pass to Eroshan. Gives it out to the winger. What a brilliant try. What a beautiful try by Police. Absolutely makes a statement. And there's a big, big hush here at Nittavara. We expected some brilliant, beautiful backs play from Kandy Sports Club, but it's Police who are delivering. Absolutely, we've had goosebumps here watching that one. Terrific, terrific, terrific stuff. Definitely the try of the game so far by Police Sports Club. With the conversion to come, they can square it up here, and this Police team is here to play.
What good playing from Police Sports Club, Sudarshan. Sachit Silva saw the opportunity, broke. He had support left and right, and Gihan Silva finished it off. And Sachit Silva has with him the opportunity of adding 2 more points. He will do that with the Kandy fans against him on the right side of the field.
Now this drive would have definitely lifted up the Police team. Can Silva at points, has the distance, not the direction. So it'll be 15 points to 17. Police just 2 points short. I beg your pardon. They did score a penalty. So 18 points to 17. Police take the lead for the first time this game. 20 minutes into the second half. Terrific, terrific, terrific stuff. And in traditional Kandy weather, gloomy weather here. Oh, Lost forward, says the referee.
But the cops understand that this game is not done yet. They've known it will come down to that final few minutes. They know how dangerous this Kandy side is, so they're not going to give up. They're coming here to play, but it will all come down to Sudarshan, the bench strength as well. With this high intense battle, it has taken a toll on the team, but police have opted to play their constant starting numbers. No big replacements coming so far. So that's going to be one aspect that Coach Nawaz will look at if they need to turn things around and finish it off with a win.
Absolutely. And as for Kandy, Insaf, remember they've done quite a few of very early changes. We only see Kandy doing changes in the last 20 where they want to close the game out, but hasn't been this case here. Udangamo with an offload to Vishwamitra, tries to go on his own despite having numbers on his inside. Now Jamaldin to Taranju Chaturanga, who's crashing through the middle, stopped inches short of the line. Kandy with the reply of their own. Jamaldin to Danushka Ranjan, who scores his triple. Hat-trick of tries to Danushka Ranjan. Kandy replying straight away with the try of their own. The score increases up to 22 points with the conversion to come. But again, Insaf, it was through broken play by Taranju Chaturanga. Kandy got that advance, but there wasn't. We didn't see that glamour or glitter we see in the Kandy run-up. Danushka Ranjan scoring all three of their tries. This might settle the nerves of Kandy a little, but police on the other hand shouldn't be disheartened. What they need to do is they need to keep on doing what they did.
Most of the police players have their hands on their hips. They know that the game is not yet done, and still Vijay Singh readies this conversion. A lot to play for in this encounter still. Away from your screens, Nalagavira Kodi, the kicking coach for Kandy, urging his players to keep that mentality, and that kick drifts away to the right, and Kandy have themselves a lead, but this lead is very slender, Sudarshana. This can be easily forfeited, and the police are all out to come with this restart in very positive fashion. If they could get themselves right, they are back through.
A 4-point encounter here. Taranju Chaturanga has been taken out with Shashika Jayawardena coming in for Kandy. So Coach Vijay Singh, not shy to emptying his bench, has sent in quite a number of replacements. It's a 4-point game here at Nithawela. And if you're joining us now, well, you've missed quite a bit of action here. Arshad Jamaldin now clearing the ranks, and that's a good thumping kick. Terrific kick by Arshad Jamaldin. Police wanted to take it quickly, but was denied of that opportunity. Referee Madugala wanting to have a word with both the captains. "63 minutes on our clock. 22 points to 18. Kandy on the back of a hat-trick of tries by Danushka Ranjan in the lead. Police on the other hand scored a brilliant scintillating try in the first few minutes of the second half, going to number 6. Successfully collected there. First time police opted to go to their third pod. Seems like Rasid Silva there was stripped by one of his own players. Now Amit going to the shorter side. But good defensive effort coming from the Kandy forwards. Managing to put the policeman back. Silva carrying the ball. Gayan that time is isolated. police forwards have done a lot of ball carrying. Will definitely take a toll on them. They are opting to work in the shotgun formation, 1 in, 1 out. But haven't been able to make any inroads. Kick blocked. And that time penalized for being offside.
So referee playing the infringement in favor of Kandy. So they have with themselves a penalty, and looks like Captain Dharmapala wants Thilna Vijay Singh to go for points. Vijay Singh so far has missed only 1 kick out of his 4 this evening.
Dharmapala that time opting to go for touch. Interesting call, because going for points would have been the sensible option, but Kandy deciding that they need to put the pressure back on police, and if they can score a try, they will earn the bonus point. They will come away with a bonus point and steer away from the reach of police. Jayasindra with the delivery goes to number 2. Police doing absolutely well to destroy that maul there, stopping it in its tracks. Jayawardena, Shashika Jayawardena loses ground. Kandy trying to hit through their forwards. Ali. Yaqub Ali goes through the middle and scores. Brilliant stuff from a prop forward. This is stuff that all prop forwards dream about. Running like a center and scoring tries. Ali with a score, and this should settle a lot of nerves for Kandy Sports Club, and will be looking to make sure that they finish this game strong. Yes, they haven't been convincing, but they will be looking to finish the game strong. On the other side, police need to make sure that they score as quickly as they can if they want to be in the offing for this game. Vijay Singh with a chance to increase the Kandy lead by 2 more points.
Slight angle kick for Arshad Jamaldin. It has the distance and the direction, and that's the 2 points. So Kandy Sports Club win back momentum. They are now playing to their strengths. I think it was a good gamble from Rishabh Dharmapala. It worked out well. They didn't want to go for the 3 points. Instead, they awarded with 7 important points. So here onwards, Police Sports Club will need to look at their finer edges. They'll need to brush up their errors. They cannot commit anything. They cannot barge in anything. They cannot give away unwanted possession to Kandy. And that's how they can try to win this game.
Absolutely. 29 points to 18. Kandy now with a sizable lead of 11 points.
Wait.
We want to make sure that they capitalized from it. Ashen Jansen coming in. Interesting change. Jansen coming in place of, well, for a second, Thilna Vijay Singh thought it was him that's going out. Yes, it is him that's going out.
Okay,
Roshan Veeraratne also thought that he was going out, but instead he's been moved into the wing position with Pereira coming back to the fullback position, and Jason Dissanayake that time not managing to hold on to the ball. This is the opportunity that police should capitalize on. We are almost inching into the final 10 minutes of the game. Police will be looking to make sure that they capitalize here. Primesh Danushka has made way for police as the scrum half in place of Amit.
Primesh Danushka Sudarshana, you should recall him very well at the back of your mind. Prince of Wales player controlled that game in that Trinity game. On that game where Trinity scored 96 points, you ordered him the player of the game.
Absolutely, Danushka has a lot of potential. And two new halfbacks here. He's against Jansen, who is also playing his first proper season, because last season the majority of it he was out injured. Danushka was Primesh Danushka was the skipper of the Prince of Wales side when they made the step up to the A division. Vunivosa now with a big hit manages to take the ball to ground. Danushka quick to give it out to Edrisinghe. Carries the ball forward. Good hustle shown by the police forwards. Udaragayan gives it out to Rasit Silva. Referee playing advantage to police.
White hands off.
I believe it's an offside infringement. Primesh Danushka put the ball high up. Pereira not collecting it cleanly now. A chance. Silva, Wagisha slides through, slides inside, and that's the try.
Oh my
Wagisha
goodness.
Veerasinghe scores a try. You saw the effect of Primesh Danushka straight away. Good thinking, putting pressure on Lavanga Pereira and managing to score that try. This is a great comeback by Police Sports Club. They needed a score ASAP and they responded.
I think, Sudarshan, this game is going down to the wire. We are going to have another crucial finish in this encounter. But take a look at that change of momentum. Kandy were on the top, and then all of a sudden infringement from Kandy cost them the try.
Absolutely. Clean collection there by Pereira would have meant that police would have come back for the penalty as well. So that was a very good gamble taken by Primesh, despite being introduced into the game just seconds before that. Now Sachit Silva with a very important kick. He missed it from missed the early opportunity from a similar angle, but can he capitalize here? Sachit Silva.
Okay.
Now if he can score this one, that would mean not successful that time. He will retake the kick.
Looks like there was
early charge by Kandy Sports Club. So second opportunity. This time Kandy cannot charge.
My Kandy will need to get themselves, calm themselves down. The fans are not calm at all. They are in distress. They know that their team is not on the winning stride.
See, it's a very known fact that Kandy Sports Club has the most passionate fans, and if their team is not performing well, they will not be kind to their own team as well. Bottles being thrown in, not something that you want to see. Sachit Silva with the second opportunity. This time, oh, hits the upright. Well. That looked ever so close. Police just one score away, 29 points to 23. They've done absolutely well. Kandy, on the other hand, will have, even if they manage to get over this game, they will have a lot to ponder, because the likes of Havelock Sports Club and CR and FC will be licking their fingers. Falling on the wrong side. Primesh now giving it out to Edrisinghe. Police
Number 9, white.
opting to run. They are confident of themselves after that brilliant try. Rasit Silva takes it standing, goes down standing. Primesh now to Vunivosa. Vunivosa puts the ball up and kicks it into touch. That's a good kick by Vunivosa, getting out of the danger zone. Couple of cramps coming in. Rasit Silva on the ground.
I think Rasit Silva has had an impressive game. I think he needs a pat on the back as well. He's played that game, that fast-moving game, taking leadership in that front row. Sudarshana, he has stood up for this police team, and hopefully, if things go right, victory will assure him a happy finish in this game.
Well, plenty of work to be done in South if police are going to end up victorious, because Kandy, as we know, will not give up until the dying minutes of the game. 74 minutes on our clock, so we are into the final 5 minutes.
10.
Kandy with an attacking line out.
Drew, get back, not 10.
29 points to 23. What a game we've had. What an absolutely terrific game we've had here at Nittavela, the first game of the brand new club rugby season. That's not a very good throw, but Kandy playing with advantage. Arshad Jamaldeen being hammered in the tackle, loses the ball forward. So Kandy earning a free kick. I beg your pardon, police earning a free kick. Kandy guilty of closing the gap. Seems like referee Madugalla has gotten in a word from one of his assistant referees that Kandy was guilty. A little bit of unrest in the opposite side of the Kandy spectators as the game continues in the middle. Now it will be a golden opportunity for Police Sports Club, despite in their own half. They will look to make the advance into the Kandy territory, not a settled scrum. Of course, the legs must be quite heavy for both the front rowers, especially the police front rowers. Still the starting three plying their trade here at Nittavela for police. Kandy have gotten their replacements.
Set.
Yet again, losing their feet. Kandy with a free kick. Veeraratna taking it quickly, gives it out to Jayawardena. Sasika Jayawardena, who's come in as a replacement. Jamaldeen. That's a forward pass, but referee penalizing police for being offside. Referee Madugalla awarding a penalty right in front of the post, and I'm sure this will be curtains for police. Final few minutes of the game as Jamaldeen is given the responsibility. This should be bread and butter stuff for Jamaldeen. In front of this post, just outside the 22-meter mark, 23 meters out from the post. Absolutely no problem. Hammers hit 31 points to 23 is the score line now. With that, Jamaldeen, 32 points to 23 is the score now. With that, Jamaldeen's conversion, and no one should be fooled by the score line that is persistent now, because police delivered an absolutely gem of a game. It was a high-hanging short kick, but collected very well by Sasika Jayawardena. Jayawardena very strong, managing to be on his field. Now Jamaldeen Sends it to Patirina. Patirina back to Dangamua.
30 release. 230.
Jansen now puts in the box kick. Right underneath it is Sachit Silva. Silva steps. Anthony right through the middle. Loses his footing but manages to offload. But that's an unfortunate error. Vagisha Veerasinghe is there to collect the ball. Good pressure coming in from Kandy Sports Club.
Hands off, hands off. Back.
But police doing very well to hold on to possession. Great pressure put in by Kandy. Final few exchanges of the game. 79 minutes on our clock. But a little more will be available on the referee's clock because there was few injuries that happened during the second half. Police slowing things down. When will they clear the ranks? Will be here's Munivosa kicking the ball out. Could be the game. Referee Madugalla looks at the clock, decides that there's enough time for a few more phases, I believe.
Sudarshan, I think police will need 2 scores if they need to turn this around, but you can't take anything away from this police team. They've given their 100%, and I think it's rightfully by us to choose the player of the match also from the police side. Your predictions? We saw efforts from Vunivosa handling the game, but credit should go to the forwards for the Cops.
Absolutely, it's a difficult call for us to try and look at who the player of the match is going to be. Some inspiring performances from police. Rasit Silva was a man who put his hand up, who had a good game. But I think for the overall control that he had, my pick is going to be... it's a difficult one, Insaf. Vunivosa again, like you said, was a standout player. So that's the end of the game. 32 points to 23. Kandy taking the victory with a bonus point. But if we are to choose the player of the match, I think it's going to be a contest between Sachit Silva and Vunivosa, because both of them played brilliantly well. I'd leave it up to you to decide who the player of the match is going to be.
So there you go. Sudarshan predicts shortlist 2 players, and for his effort in handling the game, marshalling his troops, the ThePapare man of the player of the match goes to Emosi Vunivosa. For the second successive week, Emosi Vunivosa takes the player of the match title. So there you go, full-time confirmation of the scores, 32 points to Police's 23. The scoreline doesn't give any indication as to how close this game was.
Absolutely hardening performance from Police Sports Club for the second week running. Although they ended up in the losing side for the second week running, they will take a lot of confidence going into the rest of the season. And brilliant performance by Police. And Kandy, despite ending up as the winner, scoring 3 tries, collecting 32 points, has a lot of issues to address because they didn't look like they were in their usual rhythm. Dhanushka Ranjan, of course, getting a hat-trick of tries, and the final try coming through Yaqub Ali's break through the middle. But Kandy Sports Club, like we mentioned, weren't convincing with their backs, and nor were they strong with their forwards. Here's the key stat breakdown for you. Kandy scoring 4 tries, 3 converted and 2 penalties coming in, adding on to their score of 32 points, whereas Police scored 3 tries, only 1 converted and 2 penalties, with their score lying at 23 points. At half-time, Kandy led 17 points to 10. It was a brilliant thriller of a game worthy of a season opener here at the Hill Country. The fans would have been very much relieved in Insaf with Kandy getting away with the win. But as for the game, I think Police won a lot of hearts here at Nithawela.
Actually, so like you mentioned, they've got themselves a new fan base as well. So momentum is with the Cops. They're coming as the giant killers if I would say that wouldn't be wrong. So that's how this game ends. So exciting finish. It's a perfect setup for the Dialogue Rugby League. So expect more enthralling rugby in the weeks to come on this Dialogue Rugby League. Taking a look at the upcoming fixtures, we have Havelock Sports Club taking on Navy Sports Club. That's going to be a thriller of an encounter. Havelock losing, Navy losing, both teams out to take a win. Sudarshan Alpiris, you'll be looking forward to that. And moving on, Police CR, we would have thought it would have been less of an encounter, but taking a look at how things have spanned out, it's going to be another close call.
Absolutely. The first two games, Havelocks, Navy and Police CR, is going to be very interesting games, followed by Army Sports Club taking on Kandy at the race course. The Army, I beg your pardon, Kandy will come against a very drilled, very heavy good pack, and with CHNFC taking on Air Force on the 25th at the race course as well. That is going to be a great affair. So we will come to you live next week as well with these games. Do join us on www.thepapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, bringing you all the action from the Dialogue Club Rugby League 2018. And as for today, this is it from Nithawala Stadium. Alongside Inshaf Kapoor, my co-commentator, our production and technical units, I'm Sudarshan Alpiris signing off for Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, www.thepapare.com. Until we see you again.
Crescent Mini Keeves. Try it. Love it. The original Mini Keeves, only from Crescent.
Crunchy munchy.
Fiery Kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites, only from Crescent.
Breeder Fast Pulsar NS160 with wider tyres and twin disc brakes from David Pieris Motor Company Private Limited.